Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another video. I've mentioned in the past that for the life of me I cannot record a video without one of two things happening. Either the phone will ring or there'll be a knock on the door. This time around it was a knock at the door. Now I'm expecting a lot of packages, so I really wasn't sure what it was going to be. This one came from the US, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know what it is, so I'll do an unboxing video on that sometime this week. Also, I had another package. This came from Japan. What is in here cost me $700, including shipping. Of course, you know, everything of any weight is going to cost a fortune to ship out of Japan. So a good half of that $700 was for shipping. 300 and some odd. Not going to say what this is, except, well, not exactly. I will tell you that it is a video disc player. It is a format that was only released in Japan, and it has nothing to do with Laserdisc. So I'll say that. And it's a heavy sucker too. Now, I was also going to be teasing the fact that went by the flea market over the weekend, picked up another 22 VHS tapes. I picked up some DVDs. I've got about $160 worth of DVDs coming from Sinister Cinema. I've got some VCDs coming from Hong Kong. I've got a CD coming from Japan. I've got a DVD coming from Japan. I have a video game coming from Australia, and possibly other things too. One of the things I've been meaning to get to is to show the Laserdiscs that I've been picking up lately. I've picked up quite a few, over 20, and I've got another 8 or so that are on their way. How I was going to tease it was to show one that is still sealed. I'll show it again when I show the Laserdisc, but sealed copy of The Raven and The Mask of the Red Death. Still sealed. Published by Image Entertainment under license from Orion Home Video. They wound up with the American International Pictures Library. American International is the company that originally released these two films. These are letterboxed in their correct aspect ratio of 2.35 to 1, so it's a true, they're both true scope films. Shot in Panavision and Pathé color. First, The Raven stars Vincent Price, Peter Lorre, Boris Karloff, Hazel Court, Olive Sturgis, and Jack Nicholson. Produced and directed by Roger Corman. Screenplay by Richard Matheson. Now, with The Mask of the Red Death, Vincent Price is in the cast along with Hazel Court and Jane Asher. Produced and directed by Roger Corman. Don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep this one sealed because I really want to watch it. Okay, I believe I've mentioned in the past that I'm dyslexic, and on top of that, ADHD. But even with those two learning disabilities, I read anywhere from 150 to 200 books a year. And how I do that is, well, to get around the ADHD problem, what I've typically done is I'll pick up a book and I'll read a chapter and then put it down and pick up another book and read a chapter and put it down and pick up another book. Usually I've got 12 or 13 books going at the same time. Don't ask me how I keep it all straight in my head because I don't really know. I just know that I do. But if I try to read a book from cover to cover without jumping around from book to book, I become bored and I stop reading. There are only 3 authors, well 4, that I don't have that problem with. I pick up one of their novels and I could read from cover to cover without problem. The first one that I had this happen with was Robert A. Heinlein, science fiction author, and really stoked about the fact that I got to hear him speak in person. Another is Stephen King. I hadn't really gotten into Stephen King until a co-worker of mine at the second television station I worked for. I respected her intellect a great deal, and she was recommended that I give Stephen King a try because she read every book that came out. So I picked up a copy of Carrie, and ever since then I've been a Stephen King fan, and I could read his books from cover to cover. Even the unexpurgated version of The Stand, which I believe is well over 1,000 pages if I remember correctly, read that one from cover to cover. The other 2 authors are both women, Trudy Catavan of Australia and J.K. Rowling. I could read the Harry Potter books from cover to cover, no problem. Now, as for what I picked up at the Dollar Tree this last couple of weeks, $1 a piece. Some are novels, some are nonfiction. This is a novel. It's a historical novel. And what I find interesting is that it was written by a woman who was born in Beijing, but she's moved to France. She moved to Paris in 1990, according to the little blurb there. So I will be reading that. Child 44. This is another novel that is based in historical events in the old Soviet Union in this case. This is a nonfiction book. Comrade J. The Untold Secrets of Russia's Master Spy in America After the End of the Cold War. Another non-fiction book. Now to another novel. back to nonfiction again. This is a nonfiction book, and it's interesting in that it lays out for American companies, and I guess this would apply to any Western country, how to survive and thrive in China. That's what the book is about. That's the title. Another nonfiction book. I'll try not to talk about politics on my channel at all. I don't think this is technically political. Some people might think it is, but I don't. And this is an autobiography of an interesting guy who's he's had his own television talk show late at night, if I remember correctly, but he's also an actor, was in the film Midnight Run. How I Got to Be Whoever It Is I Am by Charles Grodin. Okay, some of the chapters. There are a lot of chapters, none of which are more than about 5 pages long. Some are only 2 pages long, but there are a ton of them. Don't You Dare Show Up. A Kiss with Troubling Ramifications. Let's see. Candid Camera. The Graduate. Appearing on Johnny Carson and David Letterman to show the real me. Memorable Encounters with Icons. Midnight Run. There's a chapter on Midnight Run. Experiences that make me not miss show business. Why I'm getting increasingly skeptical. Socializing. Peter Falk. Jack Pryor and Regis Philbin. Paul Newman. Eli Wiesel. Anyway, I will be anxious to read this one. I was thumbing through it and reading it in the store, so I figured, well, it's kind of interesting. I think I'll pick it up, and I did. Now to open that monster package. I know what's in it, and I will show it to you in an upcoming video. Until next time, stay awesome.